Okay, I'm going to do this video on a review of Module 1, Lessons 1 through 4. So this is Grade 4, Module 1, Lessons 1 through 4 for Eureka Math. Okay, so I'm going to go right to the next page. So you can see here I have the screenshot of the review sheet on the right-hand side, and we're going to go through each question right now. So we'll start with number 1. It says we're comparing the two different values represented by the 9 in the 4,992. So we're comparing the values. So in the number, so right here in the number 4,992, we have this 9 in our tens place, and we have this 9 in our hundreds place. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is, you can make your place value chart, right? Very quick on top of there, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So I have a 9. This 9 is in the tens, which is worth 90. This 9 is in the hundreds, worth 900. So you're asking yourself, let me compare those two values. And we know that 900 is greater than 90. So I can put the greater than symbol there, as it is greater than 90. We also know, though it's not asking you here, is that it is 9 times as great, but I just want you to be able to compare the two values. Okay, so that is for the first one. Okay, now let's go to number 2. Number 2, it says, write a number in which the digit in the 10,000s place represents a number that is 10 times greater than the number represented by the digit in the thousands place. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to break this apart and say, write a number in which the digit in the 10,000s place. Well, I need to look at my place value chart, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to make one. I know it's a little sloppy there. And go ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and that's as far as I have to go right now. All right, so I want to have a number in which the digit in the 10,000s place that represents a number that is 10 times greater than a number represented by the digit in the thousands place. Well, so then what I can do is, we know we want to have a digit in the 10,000s place, which is 10 times greater than the number represented by the digit in the thousands place. Well, so if I have a 6 in the 10,000s place, that's going to be worth 60,000. And a 6 in the thousands place is going to be worth 6,000. That is 10 times as much. Okay, 10 times as much. Every time we move one place value to the left on the place value chart, you're adding a 0 to the end of the number because it's 10 times greater. So you could have put any digit in the thousands and the 10,000s place, as long as it is the same digit, will be 10 times as much. And then I could fill this chart out with any other numbers. But I have to put those numbers in to make this 6 be in the thousands place and that 6 in the 10,000s place. All right. It helps if you draw out your place value chart, or if you take your place value chart out. All right. So that is number 2. You will see number 3 here. In which number does the digit 8 represent? In which number does the digit 8 represent 80? So you have to go through your 4 choices and say, which digit does the number 8 represent 80. So if I have 80, right, I know that 8 is going to be in the tens place, right? That's in the ones place. That is in the tens place. So when I know that's the second digit from the right. So if I'm looking over here and I'm going to see which number has an 8 that has a value of 80, well, in A, the 8 is in the ones place. In B, the 8 is in the thousands place. C, the 8 is in the 10,000s place. And we see D. D, the 8 is in the tens place. Okay, you could see it right there in the tens place. Okay, so it is D. 3 is D. Number 4. In which number does the digit 5 represent 50,000? So it's the same type of question. The 5 represent 50,000. Okay, and so 50,000 means what place value? Well, it's not ones, not tens, not hundreds, not thousands, because that would be 5,000. Has to be in our 10,000s place. Okay, so we need a number in our 10,000s place. And if we look at our choices, the only one that has the digit 5 in the 10,000s place is going to be D, because that 5 will then represent 50,000. Okay. Let's move right along. Okay. If we move right along here to number 5, okay, number 5, we're comparing. We're writing less than, equal to, or greater than. Okay. So we have, if I made it bigger, we have our first number, and then we have this number. This number says 60,600. This says 60,006. Okay, so we both have here, well, we both have a 6 in the 10,000s place. That doesn't help me because they're worth the same. Whoop. Sorry. We both have a 0 in the thousands place. So now I move, I have 600s here, and I have 0 here. So this 60,600 is greater than 60,006. We're going from our greatest place value to the right when we're comparing. Okay, number 6, compare. We're comparing now 58,336, and we're comparing it to 58,346. Well, right from the start, I know that both numbers have 58,000, so that doesn't help me. They both have a 3 in the hundreds place. That doesn't help me because they're the same. This number has a 3 in the tens place, and this has a 4 in the tens place, which means 58,346 is greater. Now, that is it for the first page of the review sheet. Okay. If we move to the next page of the review sheet, you're going to see here, we need to put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay. So if we have to put them in order from least to greatest, what I would do is I would take out a place value chart. Okay. Have a place value chart and write these 4 numbers on top of each other. If you can't just look at it, okay, and put them in order from least to greatest. Make sure you know you're going from least to greatest and not from greatest to least. So from least to greatest, here would be what number here is the smallest? Well, This has 702 thousands. This only has 2 thousands. This has 703 thousands. And this number has 22 thousands. So I know the least number is going to be 2,270. That's the least number I have. So then that means that 22,070, 22,700 has to be the next smallest number. So that only is 22,000. The other two numbers have 700. Oh, they're in the 700,000s. But I'm noticing this is 702,000. This is 703,000. So the 702,072 goes there, and the 703,027 is our greatest number. Okay, that is number 1 on that page. Number 2, use the words 10 times to compare these numbers. Okay, so we have 2,270, 2,270, and then we have 22,700. So we want to use the number 10 times to compare them. Well, we know that when we have 10 times a number, we're multiplying it by 10. You're just adding a 0. When you want to get 10 times any number you can think of, to multiply it by 10, just add a 0 to the end, and that's it. So when we look here, we have 2, 2, 2, 2, 7, 7, 0, 0. So the only thing that this number right here, 22,700, it has an extra 0, which means it's 10 times greater. So if I had to compare these, if I'm comparing these numbers, then I'm knowing that 22,700 is 10 times greater than 2,270. Okay, that is what you would do for number 2 here. Okay, now we go to number 3. Okay, number 3 says the Parker School gym has a seating capacity of 2,747 people. A school gym in Syracuse can seat 10 times the number of seats that the Parker gym can seat. How many people can the school gym in Syracuse seat? We just went over this, okay? 10 times any number that you can think of, just add a 0 to the end of the number. So if the capacity of the Parker School is 2,747 and the Syracuse gym is 10 times as much, when you times it by 10, just add a 0. That's it. And put your comma in. 27,470. It is 10 times as much. I could pull up the place value chart, but I just want you to know 10 times as much, add a 0. That's it. Okay. The last page of the review, write this number, 74,352. Write it in word form and expanded form. Okay, so if I'm writing that number in word form, so I'm going to take my word form here and just write it in words. 74,000. Can't fit it. 352. That is it in word form, right there. Spelling, just do the best that you can. If I could make out that you're saying the right numbers in the right place value, you're right. Okay. Now, expanded form. So for here, what you're going to do is 74,000. So in my expanded form, I'll do here, it's going to be that 7 is worth 70,000 plus the 4 is worth 4,000. The 3 is worth 300. The 5 is worth 50. And the 2 is worth 2. 70,000 plus 4,000 plus 300 plus 52. There you go. That is number 4. Now, screen's off by a little bit. If I go to number 5, what is the number? 74,352 rounded to the nearest thousand. 74,352 to the nearest thousand, like it says right here. Well, if we're going to the nearest thousand, I'm saying which digit is in the thousands place? The 4. So I'm not even looking at that 7 yet in the 10,000s place. I'm not, because I'm rounding it to the thousands. So if I did my vertical number line, that 4, I'm starting with 74,000. Up top will be 1,000 more, 75,000. And what number is in the middle? 74,500. And then you got to take this 74,352 and place it on the vertical number line, and that is going to go below the midpoint, which means it would be rounded to 74,000. Or we did go over today, if I'm rounding it to the nearest thousand, I'm going to circle, underline, or box that 4. I go next door to the 3 in the hundreds place. If it's 5 or high, I'm going up to the sky. 4 or low, I'm staying down below, which is what we did right here in our midpoint. If it's above 500, we're going up. If it's below 500, we're going down. So we would be going down, it would be 74,000. And number 6, what is the number 74,352 rounded to the nearest 10,000? So if we're rounding it to the nearest 10,000, the 7 is in the 10,000s place. Here's my vertical number line. So that 7 means we're going to start with 70,000. We're going to go up to 80,000. And what's smack in the middle? 75,000. We place this number and it goes below the midpoint, 74,352. So it would be rounded to 70,000. Or you could look at it as we're rounding it to the nearest 10,000. I'm looking at the 7. I go next door. That 4 tells me to go down or stay down low. So the 7 is staying where it is. Everything else becomes a 0. Okay. And the last one, when we're looking at answers for 5 and 6, which rounded number is more accurate, which is closest to the actual number? Well, when we rounded it, you will see, when we rounded it to the nearest 1,000, it became closest to the actual number. Okay, the smaller place value is going to give you a more accurate estimate, and the greater place value is going to give you the bigger estimate. Okay, so I hope that was a help. That is almost a 20-minute video on lessons 1 through 10.